Home sales across New England are pretty much flat, but prices are up once again. Anthony Lamacchia here, broker owner of Lamacchia Realty, and I'm here to talk to you about what went on in the first 6 months of 2024 compared to the first 6 months of 2023. We just put out extensive mid-year reports on lamacchiarealty.com on almost all of the New England states, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. To see the full reports, you have to log on to lamacchiarealty.com. But what I wanted to do is just show you all a glimpse of what I saw across all of the states. And I wanted to show it to you in the most simplistic manner possible so that you could see an overview of what's going on. So take a look at this here. This is a graph that we put together that clearly shows what's going on in each one of the states that I just mentioned. And again, see what it says up top, January 1st to June 30th, 2023, compared to 2024. Not to the whole year, but to that 6-month period. Massachusetts home sales down again 1.7%. I'll be honest, in my predictions, I had said sales would be up a bit, so I was off. Average sales price up 8.6%. New Hampshire up 2.5%, sale price up 8.2%. Connecticut, sales down 6.8%, and that is because of the starving inventory. The market is completely starved for more inventory, more than anywhere else in the nation. But in the last few months, we notice it's actually getting better, and inventory in Connecticut is starting to lift. Because of that excessive inventory, look at the price gain. 9.9%, call it 10%. Rhode Island, home sales down 2.4%, prices up 13%. The leader in the New England states for price increases was Rhode Island in the first 6 months of this year. Now let's take a look at Maine, up 3.1% with home sales, 9% with pricing. So there is absolutely no denying whatsoever that prices are clearly up once again. And I will again be blunt, as I always am. I'm a little bit surprised by it. And I think the Federal Reserve is too. They thought by now, they thought 2 years, 2.5 almost years into their policy of raising rates, prices would stop going up. They haven't, because the reverse happened. They created an atmosphere where sellers don't want to sell because they don't want to lose their rate. Remember, America is filled, New England is filled with homeowners that have 30-year fixed rate mortgages. They have 25 years left on their mortgage, 27 years, etc. And people don't want to trade their 2.5, 2.8, 3% rate for a 7% rate, 8% rate, now a 6.75% rate. But we are seeing that improve. More and more people are listing their homes. Inventory is starting to go up in places even like Connecticut. So please do keep that in mind. If you're a home buyer, this is terrific news. If you're someone who's buying and selling, this is also good news for you, okay? Because things aren't as crazy. It's a little bit easier to negotiate, particularly over the next 6 months. Buying is always easier in the second part of the year than in the first part of the year. Selling is easier and more advantageous in the first part of the year. Why? Because for some reason, we here in the New England states wait until the flowers are up to list lots of homes, but buyers don't wait. Buyers come out in droves in the early part of the year, and buyers really look to get out there and make offers on properties, and sellers hold back. That creates an imbalance in the market, and it delays inventory going up. But now that we're getting into summer, we're seeing inventory going up. Also, with a presidential election, we're expecting it to be a bit slower in the fall months. As I said in my predictions, I had predicted that sales would be up a bit this year. It's not looking that way. Take a look at Massachusetts. Home sales down 1.7% year to date. I don't think they'll be up in the next 6 months unless rates were to fall, and I don't see that happening in any large way. So I already explained what this means for buyers. This is good news. Sellers, if you're selling in the next 6 months, you need to be realistic, okay? Don't overplay your hand. Don't go too high on your pricing. When you do that, you're hurting yourself. You're putting yourself behind the 8 ball, and it's harder to sell. If your neighbor sold for a crazy high number in the last few months, that's likely because their transaction was negotiated in February, in March, or in April, and it recently closed. Don't go pricing higher than them, or you will likely have trouble selling. If you are selling anywhere in New England or really anywhere in America, Lamacchia Realty is here to help you. But the realtors at Lamacchia Realty are here to help you in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and South Florida. Real estate, even though I'm talking broadly and giving you generalizations of what's going on state to state, in many ways, real estate is hyper-local. So you need to be in touch with a realtor in your marketplace, and more than anything, you need to be in touch with a Lamacchia realtor. Good luck, happy home buying, happy home selling. That concludes my mid-year report.